Hi, my name is Mark Polton. I'm a buy and hold real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area. Today I want to share my thoughts on this house that we're probably going to buy next week and the thought process that went into it and why we did it. So I talked to a lot of people who are always like, oh, I want to do this business, but I don't have any money. Most notably, there's a lady next to a duplex that we're rehabbing that was like, well, I ain't stupid. I know I need money to make money. And I'm like, it's not necessarily true. To some degree you need access to money for the most part, but, maybe. But this particular home is in the north of Charlotte. We're actually south of North Carolina and South Carolina, but I'm already in the city of Charlotte right now. It's only an eighth of a mile away from the house. So it's not in a great convenient location for us, but we have an Airbnb up near there that's doing very well. And I thought, well, maybe this might make a good Airbnb. I don't know. It's on a really beautiful lot in a nice neighborhood. It's got a creek running through the back. Really cool place, especially for like a 13-year-old boy. I would have had, we didn't have social media and stuff like that. I would have been playing all up and down that thing. But, kind of a cool place. And maybe we'll rent it out. I don't know. I'm actually on my way up there to check a couple of the code enforcement action items on there. One of them is related to the foundation. And I don't remember when we first looked at it seeing any egregious foundation issues. Could be wrong. Probably am. But I'm just going to go check that out before we do it. But let me explain to you, the kind of the complexity of this particular deal. So the title has two people on it. We're going to call mother and grandmother, right? So mother's dead and grandmother has dementia. Never went through probate. There was no estate. So, we have to go by, I think it's called the estatation laws. I'll try to put a link to that in the comment section below. But it has to do with what happens to real property after somebody dies. Who gets what, what percentage and stuff like that. So mom died. She had one child, and we're going to call her the daughter. So the daughter gets 100% of the mom's 50%. So 50% ownership or 50% interest in the house. We're currently trying to buy that 50%. Grandma has dementia. I'm not sure if there's any times when she is lucid. There is a caretaker who has a power of attorney that could sign. Not sure what's going to happen. The title is not clear. There is a defect on the title. There's an $89,000 and some change promissory note, deed of trust, by a trucking company. Mom was a trucker, a long haul, like a big tractor trailer rig, probably long haul trucker type purchase. And they put up the house as collateral for the truck. Quite possibly, don't know what happened. Quite possibly they just gave the truck back after mom died, and the promissory note was never released, or the deed of trust was never satisfied. There's some good parts to this. Definitely not, telling the seller this, but the promissory note was only for 5 years, and it was signed in 2001. So it would have been expired in sometime in 2006 or early 2007. It's now 2019. There's I believe it's a statute of limitations. I've really not dealt with this that much, but 10 years after the satisfaction date, if it hasn't been released, it can be removed or satisfied in some legal manner. I don't know how to do that, but that's why we have a good lawyer. If we do get possession and we do purchase the house, we'll eventually work on that. All in, I'm probably looking at $40,000, maybe $45,000 on a $140,000 house. Well, there's still some more bad news. So the house is not scheduled for demolition, but it is waiting approval by the city council to be demolished. In addition to that, it's in tax foreclosure. So there's about $3,600 in back taxes after fees, court costs, and everything. It's about $7,100 and some change, certified funds, by the way, to get it out of tax foreclosure, and we have about a week to get that done. It's actually already gone to auction. There's already people bidding on it, but it can be taken out of auction if it is satisfied, which I just sent over some revised paperwork to the wholesaler who brought the deal to us. Hopefully that's good enough. If I can get a contract to purchase, I will probably go and satisfy that just to give us some more time and some breathing. So, that being said, the wholesaler wants $15,000. The daughter wants $4,000 for her 50%. She originally wanted $10,000 for the 100%, but that's not there. So you may be asking, well, what happens to the other 50%? Well, I'm going to make her sign a contract saying that when grandma dies, you have to sign that over, and I'll kick you another $4,000. So $4,000 for the first 50%, $4,000 for the second 50%, $15,000 for the wholesaler, not all at once, and about $7,100 for to get it out of tax foreclosure. So we're looking at roughly $25,000, give or take, and that's just to get possession of the property. We'll definitely need a new AC unit, so $3,500 to $4,000, probably a new roof, another $3,500 to $4,000. There's no drop wires from Duke Energy, the electrical service. There's no meter box. It is gone. Probably another couple grand to get that in, and then whatever it takes on the inside. The house did catch fire, some part of it, at some point. I don't know. It's 3/4 brick. The back side is not. I have some leftover siding, which I think will probably work well on that house. But a lot of people wouldn't even touch this deal because it isn't a traditional deal. It's not hey, I'm going to get 100% ownership. But even with 50% ownership, and I can lock up that other 50%, I can go ahead and do the deal. I can rent it out. I can Airbnb it. I can do whatever I need to do. And in time, I'll be able to get 100% ownership. Hopefully it'll go up a little bit in value. Maybe it goes up to 150. I'll be able to extract out 75-80% of that. So, maybe $100,000, get all my money back, and then, maybe some more, pay off some bills or something like that. But, it's a deal that isn't on the MLS. It's a deal that most people won't touch. It's a deal I'll touch all day long. Anyways, these are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comment section below. I'm interested to see what you have to say. Do you have any similar deals to this or something like that? I wish you success.